The silence of the ravine breaks first, not with a roar, but with a grinding, rhythmic scrape of stone on stone. Birds, the small, feathered skitterers of the cliff miner's face, full quiet. The daily hum of life for these early humans, the chipping of flint, the murmur of the skin miner's scrapers, the laughter of a child dries up, absorbed by a sudden, predatory hush, heads lift, eyes narrow. Every member of the Sky Minus Stone clan knows that sound. It is the sound of weight, of something large and unwelcome moving through their narrow, defensible home. Spears, their tips are dark, polished testament to osteoed ontocratic craft from the bones of lesser beasts, and gripped tighter. Then, she appears at the mouth of the canyon. Hello, a girl whose thin frame and solitary habits have already set her apart. A ghost at the edge of the clan's firelight. But it is not her presence that draws the collective breath from 50 chests. It is what follows her. It is the size of a large boar, a squat block of muslin nascent armor. Its skin is a tapestry of slate and mud, and from its face, 3 small horns, still stubby and coated in a soft, almost velvety keratin, point forward. A juvenile Triceratops. It follows her not with the wild mind-aside terror of a trapped animal, but with a placid, trusting gait, its massive head low, its armored frill occasionally nudging the back of Elara's leg. The grinding sound is the creature's keratin OUSB constantly scraping against a loose stone. A low growl rumbles through the assembled hunters. This is a perversion. The beasts of this prehistoric world are food, or they are death. They are a force to be outwitted, fled from, or in moments of desperate courage, killed. They are not to be led into the heart of the sanctuary. Talen, the clan's elder, steps forward, his face a mask of disbelief hardening into granite. His gaze is not on the beast, but on the girl. You bring a monster into our home. His voice is low, but it cuts through the tension like a shard of obsidian. Elara turns, placing herself between the clan and the young behemoth. Her hand rests on the solid shield of its brow, a gesture of ownership and protection that is profoundly alien. He is not a monster. His herd was taken by an Allosaurus. He was alone. And he should have fed the scavengers. Kale encounters, his voice rising. That is the law of this world, the law that keeps us alive. He gestures with a gnarled hand to a long, deep scar running down the arm of another hunter. Have you forgotten what a full minus grown one did to BOR? It did not see a man, only an obstacle. It tore him open and never broke its stride. We exist in their shadow. Go, not by their side. The bond she displays is not a marvel. It is a blasphemy, a violation of the sacred terror that has defined hominid history. This strange, unnatural symbiosis is a spit in the eye of every ancestor who died screaming in the jaws or under the feet of such creatures. The clan stands divided, a chasm of fear and disbelief cracking the ground between the elder and the girl with her impossible pet. The days that follow are a slow minus burning fever. Elara names the young Triceratops Tusk, a simple name for the simple, solid being that follows her everywhere. He grazes peacefully on the tough ferns that grow in the ravine's damp corners. His presence a constant, rumbling affront to clan tradition. But the true poison seeps in after the sun bleeds out behind the western peaks. It begins with a sound, a high minus pitch, chittering call that is not bird nor insect. It echoes from the cliff tops, a needle of sound that pricks the skin and sets teeth on edge. Then, fleeting shadows dance at the very edge of the firelight, too quick to be a man, too lean to be a scavenger. One morning, the sentry at the narrow entrance finds the sharpened wooden stakes of their barrier splintered, not by a brute minus force charge, but as if tested, systematically, by something with a vicious, probing intelligence. A small cache of dried meat, left cooling on a high ledge thought to be safe, is gone, with only a single, sickle minus shaped claw mark carved into the stone beneath it. This is not the work of a lone predator. This is the chilling signature of a Utahraptor pack. and their methods speak to a terrifying grasp of pack dynamics. They are not attacking, they are studying. They are dismantling the clan's sense of security piece by piece, turning their fortress into a cage. The brutal reality of prehistoric life is that the most dangerous threats are not always the largest, but the smartest. KLM lets the fear fester. He allows the whispers to become murmurs, then accusations. On the fourth night, when a raptor darts from the darkness to snatch a water skin not 20 paces from the fire before vanishing into the gloom, he irks. He strides to the center of the camp, his shadow long and imposing. The curse has a voice. He proclaims, pointing a trembling, accusatory finger not at the darkness, but at Alara on the hulking shape of tusk beside her. They whisper its name on the wind. They are drawn to the unnatural thing you have brought among us. This beast is a beacon for them, a stench of weakness that calls to the true apex predators. Panicked, rape and sour, floods the clan. Their survival skills, honed over generations against the predictable threats of Allosaurus or the solitary Tyrannosaurus Rex, feel useless against this invisible, intelligent siege. They are being outmined as thought. Alara stands, pulling Tusk closer. The creature's solid warmth, a stark contrast to the cold stares of Hurricane. He is not a curse. He is different. Different is death. Kalen snarls. He raises his spear, its bone tip gleaming. We will not be picked apart in the dark because of your sentiment. You are given one choice. He levels his gaze, and the weight of the entire clan sphere is behind it. The raptors will come for us. They will test the walls in force. When they do, your beast will stand in the line. It will prove it is a shield for this clan. Or its care to know US hide will soak up raptor claws alongside yours when we cast you both out. Prove its worth, or be food for the things you have summoned. The ultimatum hangs in the air, as heavy and cold as a stone axe. Alara looks from the terrified faces of her people to the calm, blinking eyes of the creature beside her, and understands the terrible price of their bond. The attack comes not as a wave, but as a whisper made flesh. A single, panic scream from the southern watch draws half the clan's spear-minus wielders. A calculated diversion. The real assault is silent and swift. From the north, where a fissure in the rock was thought to narrow for anything larger than a man to squeeze through, they emerge. 3 Utahraptors, flowing like lizards from the shadows, are inside the ravine before the alarm is truly raised. They move with a terrifying economy of motion, their sickle claws clicking on the stone. The clan's shield wall, half-minus formed and facing the wrong way, becomes an irrelevant line of primitive technology. Chaos erupts. These apex predators ignore the charging hunters. Their targets are the vulnerable, the water carriers, the tool makers, the children huddled near the fire. It is a strategy of pure terror, designed to shatter morale and break the clan from the inside out. One raptor lunges, not for a kill, but to hamstring a hunter, its claws tearing through leg muscle and dropping him screaming to the ground. Kalen finds himself in the heart of the melee, his spear a clumsy stick against their fluid grace. He sees Bor, the man already scarred by a Triceratops, backed against the rock wall, a raptor fainting left and right, its intelligent eyes sizing up the killing blow. The old ways are failing. The courage of these ancient humans is not enough. In that instant of impending slaughter, Kalen's gaze finds Alara. She stands frozen by his decree, her hand on Tusk's broad flank, the beast shifting nervously. Its low rumbles unheard in the din. The choice is no longer about tradition or heresy. It is about extinction. The future of his people is being shredded by raptor claws, and the only shield he has is the one he condemned. Alara, he bellows, his voice cracking with desperation. The monster. Use your monster. NOW. Permission is a key turning amok. Alara's fear recedes, replaced by a cold, sharp focus. She shoves Tusk's flank, shouting a single, sharp command honed over weeks of quiet understanding. Dull. The Triceratops does not charge blindly. It moves with a purpose she gives it. A living battering ram of muscle and bone aimed directly at the raptor, menacing BOR. The impact is catastrophic. The raptor, all speed and slashing cars, is simply erased by a ton of focused, living armor. There is a sickening crunch as Tusk's charge smashes it against the canyon wall. His small horns, once objects of fear, now weapons of salvation. The other two raptors turn, momentarily stunned by this impossible development. They see not a prey animal, but a guided weapon. Tusk, emboldened, wheels around, his frill protecting his neck as he presents a wall of solid horn and bone. He is a fortress, and Delora is its commander. The hunters, seeing this, rally. They form a ring of spears around the creature, no longer defending the clan, but defending their new weapon. The entire dynamic of the fight, of their very existence, shifts in that moment. The raptors, their lightning ray broken against an unthinkable shield, hesitate for the first time. These intelligent dinosaurs face a coordinated front of human and beast. They shriek in frustration and, as one, retreat back into the fissure, leaving the scent of their blood and the clan's dawning comprehension in the sudden, ringing silent. In the bloody aftermath, under a sky indifferent to the struggles of Homo sapiens, a new truth settles upon the Sky Minus Stone clan. They do not celebrate. The cost was too high. But, as they tend their wounded, they look at Ilara and her beast not with fear, but with a new, terrifying awe. What transpired in the ravine was more than a battle. It was the birth of an idea. Perhaps the most dangerous idea in the planet's history. It was the realization that the brute force of the prehistoric world, the power of these living mountains of flesh and bone, did not only have to be feared or fled from. It could be understood. It could be guided. It could be used. This single act of symbiosis, born of one girl's compassion and a clan's desperation, was the first audacious step in rewriting the rules of survival. It was the moment human intelligence stopped being a mere defensive tool and became an instrument of dominion. The echoes of that desperate gamble, the choice to trust a monster over erudition, carved the path for all that followed. A testament to our species' audacious, and perhaps arrogant, refusal to accept its place in the food chain. How much of our own world is built upon the foundation of that first heresy? The chronicles of this earth are written in tooth and bone, but they are remembered in the blood. A new scent drifts on the wind, not of fur or scale, but of salt and fathomless depth.